everything done right. You want to hear about the mystery of flight, so kill your TV and just come outside. We're gonna take you on a beautiful ride. The Flame Show.
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 Wow, that's always a great way to enter our Monday nights. I love that so much. What an incredible weekend we had. We're going to be wrapping up Moody's and everything Blazzin and everything Lucky Ace. What we did this weekend, just from my side real quick, it was an incredible time. What a beautiful place, great competition, wonderful fellowship, and wonderful hosts that we had this weekend. I know him and I really appreciated Neil and Chrissy for hosting us this weekend. It was amazing. The food was wonderful. Everything which couldn't have been any better. So other than maybe a few placements by our play, maybe, but other than that, it was great. Chrissy, what were your thoughts on the weekend? And once again, congratulations. I don't care what anybody said. You and I talked about it. I looked today. That -12 you had on the first round, only 3 other guys came close. Only one beat it. 2 of them tied it. That's it. That's all. And that's out of about 50 of some of the best ones in our area. So what an awesome first round you had there. Congratulations at -19 for the day, for the tournament.
Thank you. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack. I'm still processing a lot of it. I tried to sum it up in my Facebook post today for anybody who saw it. You know, things like that always sting a little bit. I was so close, but you know, Stephanie is, she's a very experienced player. She's a high caliber player. She goes and she competes in, you know, pro tour events and national tour events, and she does well. So, you know, I was just happy to be sticking with her. And I don't know, that's it about the play, really. Just the weekend and just in general, like Moody's is just magic. Like there's just something about being out there and the camaraderie and the friendship. And it just, you know, it like really just, it just really like brings so much happiness and joy to me to get to go out there. And to have you guys stay with me was like even better experience. Like, you know, I guess we've been doing this for like 8 months now or something. We were trying to think about like how long it had been, but just to like get to know y'all on a different level. And, I don't know. It was like, it was everything and more that I was anticipating the weekend to be. And it just made me so happy. So yeah, I'm going to throw it over to Hemi. Hemi, what recap your thoughts on the weekend?
The hospitality was out of the roof, and also the food. I got to say, I'm in love with Bastrop.
Y'all, we didn't even scratch the surface on the food. So you got to come back. I'm just saying.
That was amazing. And tonight we've got Jay. I noticed you on the screen. I meant to bring you on, but I wanted to thank you for, you know, the vibe that you've been working on since you started your company, and all the great guys that you have and girls that you have on that team. And that's, you know, it's all about vibe, and you nailed it. You know, you got it. Congratulations. And are you resting up? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, definitely trying to rest up over that long weekend. It was a ton of fun. You know, the first, I think the first day wasn't, or I think it was the practice day. We got a little bit of rain, so it wasn't too hot to start off with. I was worried that the Blazzin summer days wasn't going to live up to the hype. But
I halfway through my round, that cool morning round, it was just so nice. And it just occurred to me, this is Blazzin. You know,
there you go.
The second day was blazing.
Exactly.
So Blazzin means, you know, nice, cool, late summer day.
He was in his own
Is it
day
really?
that day, that's for sure. It was
Well, that's my new definition of it.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow. Okay. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh, it just popped into my head when I was playing. So obviously I was not focusing on my game, but I had other things in mind that are cool, and but
Yeah,
it was
it was a ton of fun, and definitely I want to shout out to Dave Moody. Man, that piece of property is amazing. Not only to go out there and play disc golf, but to go and camp. I got to stay out in the campsite with all the players the whole weekend, and man, it was a ton of fun right there next to the pond. We did have the cabin, so we got the AC at night, so it might have been a little bit easier for us. But man, I just want to shout out to Dave. I mean, you guys really need to go check it out. You're more than welcome to hit them up on the Airbnb and rent the cabin that we did. And I'm telling you, it was super nice. If you have the cabin and you bring out some friends for the weekend, you'll be able to beat the heat. It doesn't matter. So definitely get out there and get some disc golf in on a great course. Also, shout out to Justin Davis, the real TD. He's got some other nicknames that he might know about. We'll talk about that later. Man, he killed it, and he was actually going into the weekend thinking that he wasn't even going to be able to make it because he got sick. He did what he had to do. He got tested twice for obviously what we're all fearing now is the virus, and he was negative. So he's like, "Hey Jay, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come and I'm gonna battle it out. I'll see what I can do." And he did, and I'm glad he did because I definitely wanted him to kind of enjoy all the hard work that he put into it, because he put in so much hard work. He really did. Up to the T signs. I mean, he was here with me. We're printing out T signs and putting tape on them and getting them all taken care of. And I know it sounds like, oh, T signs, it's just 18 holes. Nah, we did 2 courses that were 18, and we did short tees. So,
You guys did 72 T signs. That's insane. I had to do 18 for Women's Global, and I was so over it. So yeah,
oh yeah,
I
was
get
tough. It was tough. So, shout out to him and his wife Tammy, because every time we run an event, she's always out there, working hard for us, making everything look neat, just putting that extra touch that a guy cannot do. If you notice, Friday, the setup was definitely not as good as the next day. She'll go as far as to like look at the disc and start putting them in the order of their color and everything. She loves it. So shout out to her. We had a lot of help from Team Lucky Ace as well. So shout out to those guys. Made it a lot easier for me when I had to actually, buckle down and do the TD. But all the thanks out of the way, because I want to get back to the tournament. And I loved everything about the tournament. Everything, I think, for what happened with the scoring, everything ran smoothly. Shout out to Chris Vandergriff for really helping me out with that. When I was in need, I had to call him. I think the one thing that stood out to me and all the other players was my MVP, and that was Anton Boyd.
Anton, yeah.
OMG.
That's what I was going to get to that. Hey, we talked to him, and we've got a little clip, and we're not smart enough to figure out how to show it, but eventually Chris is going to show it. And but we have a clip on him. We also asked him to be on the show because he
should. I texted him actually just a little bit ago. I was like, "Hey man, are you?"
Yeah, come now. Ask him. Tell him, come on. We're here.
Yeah,
I watching Anton.
I mean, I took him away from his wife and kids for a weekend, so I'm assuming he's probably not going to be available right now. But I did text him a little bit ago because I wanted him to be on here. I think like that experience that he provided for our players was something that they're going to remember for a long time. And I loved it because it's like, it was my first tournament, and that's something that's going to stand out and people will always remember. But also there's the other side where it's now I got to deliver every single time I run a tournament. So Anton, I got to get this guy on the team or something.
Get him on the team.
Let me just interject here for a second and tell you how it started.
Let's hear it.
How it went.
Yeah,
because we were the first group to tee off on Saturday morning at 8:30, and he was like a little scared kitty cat shaking in his boots, and he was like, welcome to the tournament, and thanks for being here. And I'm really nervous, so can y'all help me like figure out what to say? And then we finished, and I heard him, and I was like,
Where was
"That's
that?
the same person?"
Yeah, no, I think I know y'all wanted to show a clip. I don't know if y'all have it and are able to, but I know I have at least something I can show you on my phone of Freddie's announcement at the on the lead card. And so that way you guys can kind of get an idea, those who are watching can kind of get an idea of what we're talking about and why this is going to be probably the most talked about thing about my tournament.
I saw that on your page. Yeah, I clicked on it. So go check out Jay's page.
Look here, you want to hear
There
it?
you go. Yeah, let's
You want to
hear
hear Freddie's
Yeah,
announcement?
put it up there. Yeah,
Let's do it. Let's do it.
FPO lead card rounding out your lucky ace this summer Blazzin tournament, folks. Lucky Ace's very first PDGA event. This is your round out of this B-tier event. We hope you're having a great time. Shooting -9 in first place is Team Lucky Aces own Freddie.
Oh man, how great was that? And
all the way until we were leaving the parking lot, he walks up with his own camera and he's pointing it at us, and he's still riffing, and he was in that mode. And I just want to give a picture of it, because the people that weren't there don't understand. Some of those cards he introduced, there's no one around except for people getting ready in the parking lot and maybe a couple of their friends over here. And he started, before too long, he started drawing crowds.
Yeah, he did.
To that fence. You know, people would just lean on that fence and just with their mouths open, and great entertainment.
It was amazing. Yeah. So Chrissy, I know you got the scared little Anton boy at the beginning. Let me ask you this. How was he on your second round?
He was really good, except he called me Casey.
Oh no. I heard he called y'all Mintomaniacs or something, like the Mintomaniac card.
Yeah, he came up with some fun things, and he was like, Chrissy found
it's so funny because I know him. He does everything like that. You know, he had to warm up obviously and get the feel for it.
Oh yeah.
But I told him, like, Anton, just be you, be you, the guy that you are. And I don't want you to sound like the regular, you know, announcers out there that, you know, they do a little pizzazz, but nothing like he was doing.
Oh,
I heard him singing.
Another level.
He did sing
Yeah.
Easy Like Sunday Morning.
Yeah.
And I think that was from he also did a song for Moody, some Grateful Dead song, because, you know, I think the courses are actually named after the Grateful Dead songs, if I'm not mistaken.
My only complaint is that when Steph and I went into a playoff, I wanted him to like hype that up.
Oh, I know.
But
So-
he was like, they told me I have to go be on Chase Cam.
Yeah. So he was, like I said, he was our MVP. So as soon as he announced the lead card of the MPO, he ran to, I did the first hole, and then he grabbed the camera on hole 2, and he's took over as our catch cam.
Wow.
So not only did he announce all the was it clover pool, spade pool, I believe, he did all that pool both days. He also did the filming and walked the whole course with Chris Cox, who's also Team Fling Show as well. So yeah, I mean, Anton absolutely killed it for me, and I keep seeing different people posting, which is definitely making my day. It's much needed. So I see a bunch of people posting different things about the event, all good things, a bunch of pictures, and I'm starting to see a few videos of Anton and his announcing the players, and it's pretty funny. I enjoyed that.
Wow, that's yeah, he gave us a little Howard Cosell on the way out. That's what he kind of turned it into Cosell when he had the camera turned on us. I don't know where it came from, but it worked. It made us all smile. Hey man, I think there's a lesson in that. You can energize a crowd.
Oh yeah.
You can be that kind of person. You don't have to be like Anton, but I mean you can send that vibe to people, that goodness, and he did it all weekend, just spread it, you know,
Yeah, he did. He did. And he, again, it was more than that. I don't know if y'all are around for the players party, but man, announcing the raffle tickets, making sure that everybody's having a great time. He brought a microphone that he tried to hook up to the speaker, and it wasn't really working for him. We're a little disappointed because I definitely wanted him to kind of rest that voice a little bit
yeah.
for the next day. But man, he still came through the next day. I was worried that he was just going to be, scratchy voice, you know what I mean? On day 2, after he's yelling, you saw how he was. He was like that on every single card. So it was intense.
And think about that. He's not only reading the names, but he's coming up with people he doesn't even know, a kind of persona for them.
Yeah,
That's genius.
And he got them really into it. I saw Marshall when he was getting announced. I don't know what Anton said, but I saw Marshall start doing some Karate Kid move, and I was just like, "What? Like, what is he doing? This is crazy!" Like, you don't really see this that much. And as much as I like to be professional and all that, man, I love to have a good time. And I think the vibe at Moody's really brings that out. So it just, we all meshed perfect, and it ended up being such a great time. I had so much fun.
Yeah, for me, he did hit me. And then Himalaya. It's like
that is great. You see, that's the type of stuff that I love, man. And I know everybody had that experience. The only negative thing I heard the whole time about him was from the AMs. They were just like, man, how come we can't get that guy over here?
You right.
You know what? Move up.
I was really excited to see him on our side again the second day. I didn't know if y'all were going to do it that way and he would go with the pool or he would stay on the course. And so when I saw him, I was like, yes.
Yeah, you get another crack at it. Yeah, no.
Well, what was really funny was when he was doing for Jay Redding, and because Jay is just like it was like 2 peas in a pod. Yep. And they just got it going together. It was like a little mini party before Jay teed off.
That's so awesome. Yeah, no, they know each other, so they definitely vibe well off each other. I that's another thing too. About the tournament. I loved all the players being there, but man, having Jay there, that's awesome. I mean, my first tournament, I got a guy like that, showing support, like that made me feel great. And I know, Stephanie being there too. I mean, that's I know she loves Moody's and she'll probably go to any event at Moody's, but still, her showing up, her making that post that she did earlier today, giving us high praise for running that tournament. I mean, that means a lot. Like of course, the whole time I'm running it, I'm worried. Everybody's happy, everybody's good. I want to make sure everybody's engaged, and you worry, did I do my job? Did I not? But when you hear people like that, I saw Meredith post, thank you so much. I saw all the Fling Show, Christy, I saw all y'all's posts, and I read all of it. I get my little, alerts, and I read all of it, and everything else said is great. It made me feel like, man, me and Justin really can handle this and do this, and this is our thing, so I just want to thank y'all. It was so cool.
I think that you guys took on a huge undertaking for your first tournament being at Moody's, because that place is monstrous, and you so easily could have been like, oh, well, we're gonna do a course that you're super familiar with. That's one course that's not that long or whatever. But I think it's so awesome that y'all were like, no, we're going all out, like first time, like, basically you were like sink or swim. And, sure. It was awesome. It was super cool.
Yeah. We had a lot of help on the, in the background. We had a lot of help. I mean, like I said, Chris Vandergriff, solid, TD, good friend of mine, and he's always so so helpful. He's like, hey Jay, call me whenever you need. I'm here to help. And you know, you hear guys that say that stuff, and then when you try to get help, it's just like they leave you on red, as people would say. But no, Chris, I texted him about tea times first, and I got a message like 2 seconds later. It was, hey, call me. Let's talk about this. And you know, I
So
called.
could you break that down? What happened?
So on the live scoring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the live scoring messed up. It actually had warned us before, but me and Justin were just like, no, I mean, it what it was saying is at 8:30 tea time, there was warnings because it said there were 7 people or there was 8 people on the 8:30 tea time. And we looked at the assignments and I was like, well, it's just must be saying that because we're kind of close, we're on the same property. But it's different layouts and they're on totally different courses, estimated profit and Fire on the Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Live scoring was not seen basically Fire on the Mountain or estimated profit. It was just saying, oh, we got a tea time at 8:30 and there's 8 people, but really it was 4 here and 4 here. So when the live scoring was pulled up, the players were seeing all 8 people and they would start to remove them. And when they were getting removed off one card, when the other course was teeing off, they didn't have a card to sign into. So it got all messed up.
Oh.
Trying to battle that on the fly was so tough. But yet again, Justin came in to save the day. And he's like, all right, I'm just going to have to go and make sure that I grab every single scorecard, even if they had a live that worked, because there were some that worked, because when they deleted everybody, then it was fine. But those other 4 were basically screwed. So Justin really came through again and saved the day and grabbed all those scorecards from everybody and let them know, hey, look, sorry, situation, this is what it is. We need to, if you have it on live, let's write it down real quick. And we did. And then, you know, we had to enter it, but, you know, thank God it was a 1 round a day. So we had a whole day to enter the scores and then come up with tea times again for the next one. So that's what happened. Definitely. I was gonna say it was definitely during it was my fault because I did see the warning, but when I talked to Griff looked at it and he was just like, yeah, live scoring has been kind of a pain. You need to take a picture of that and you need to send it to the PDGA and let them know. So
That's interesting.
yeah, so I mean, I don't know if it was my fault, maybe, but Griff said probably not. So hopefully it wasn't. If
Go with
not,
that.
yeah, we'll just go with that. But yeah, there's a little honesty from the TD on what happened behind the scenes. But again, shout out to Vandergriff and to Bill, who was there from Bill and Ted. He,
Yeah.
you know, how great is it too to have a fellow TD out there enjoying your event, and then something happens and I'm like, hey, can you come here real quick? And he's like, yeah, for sure. It comes in and helps us out. So shout out to Bill and Ted for coming out and showing love and then donating to the raffle and then winning your disc back, but then redonating them so somebody else can get them.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was fun. We had a lot of fun with that players party. You know, the team really stepped up and did some putting. You know, AP, he's got the putting league, so he's out there doing his putting games. He got money on the table. Everybody's loving it. Long drive. I saw some of these guys absolutely bomb it. I don't know if you were there for the players party, but when they started doing that long distance drive, man, I saw guys bust out. Henry, Team Lucky Ace, Henry Bente.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, that kid, 16 years old. By the way, shout out to him. He won first place, MA1. Dude, that kid bombs. I saw one that would have been damn near the campsite if it didn't hit a tree. Like it was going that fast. So we had a good time. Again, like Hemi said, I'm all about the vibes. And I think, you know, when I have my group of guys who are all about the vibes, we have all my great friends and Houston players that actually showed up to a middle of nowhere near Austin course. All the vibes were there, and all the Austin players that were there were telling me, dude, this is so cool. Like usually when I come to Moody's, I just see the same people over and over and over, which I'm not saying they don't like them, but it's nice to see new faces. And I was happy to hear that this was probably one of the biggest showings from the Houston area. So shout out to my Houston families out there. You guys made this super special.
Yeah, it was. You always remember the special tournaments. You know, you can name them on one hand usually. And you know, for me, it was the first Waterloo, and the first one I played wasn't the first Waterloo. I don't think I was born yet, but probably was.
Probably was.
but that one and this one, you know, it's up there for me. And it was all about the souls that were there, you know, the people.
Yeah.
And you know, just also my cards, you know, I had such great, you know, great cards, great vibes.
Yeah, that MP40 division looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun. The putting was not fun, but
it happens.
Yeah, it happens. We're going to learn from it. But thank you so much, man, for putting that on. And hopefully in the future, you know, you'll get to the point where it's just like nothing, and then you can just have more fun. Cause I could see that look on your face. You know, you're the mother hen looking around like, you got to get this right, you know?
Yeah, no, like I said, lots of help from the team. You know, without them and honestly, a lot of the homies really, a lot of the homies came through, you know, just wanting to help, which was much needed and much appreciative. So that's disc golf people for you though.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, they just want to help and they want to see you succeed. And that, man, it makes me emotional sometimes because it's like I've only been in the scene for a couple years now, and I feel like it's just all been family since day one.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
really has.
So what's next?
We do have one in the works. We haven't decided the date yet, so it's not set, but it is going to be back at our the course at the shop is on. So
Hello, Days.
Yeah, hello, Des. Have you been up there yet?
I haven't been, but I'm doing a clinic there next month. So.
Oh, that's right. That's right, with Amy, right? Shout out to Amy. She was out there too. Yeah, she's been putting those together in the San Antonio area. That's pretty sweet. I'm excited for her.
Yeah, I've done two clinics with her now, and we're trying to make it like a little series. And so number 3, she came up to me after the last one and she was like, hey, just throwing this out there. What do you think about changing venues? Because we've been doing it at Seguin. Right. And I was like, oh yeah, I'd be totally up for that. And she was like, yeah, I really want to do it at the Zip in Helotes because, and then she just went on and on about how supportive you guys are and how it's just like an incredible course. And so I was like, let's do it. So that's next.
Yeah, no, we definitely, you know, I remember when I first met Amy and we started talking about that, I just, it was so fresh off y'all doing the one in Houston where Meredith, y'all put together such a great clinic. And then Chris Cox had such a great video. So, you know, when I told her, I was like, look, this is what they're doing. I think that'd be sweet. If y'all did that, we can shut down the course to everybody else and then just be for y'all. That way you don't have anybody coming in and throwing plastic around y'all. It'd just be y'all. And, and I definitely let her know that I have those beginners packs. So if you have any beginners, I'm more than happy to donate those to any new players that come. Cool. I think it's dope. I want our you know, women divisions to be a lot bigger. I was happy we got a lot of y'all out there for Moody's, but I want all y'all out there.
I cannot believe there was 9 advanced women. I don't ever remember playing in a tournament besides Texas Women's when I was still playing AM that there was 9 advanced women. That was hats off, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, that also had to do with, you know, a lot of the team coming through, the Castritas, you know, we started sponsoring them. There's 3 girls right there, you know, so they filled that up real quick. It was cool. Yeah, I mean, that's something I like to see. I know y'all are in the same boat. Y'all are really supportive of that part of disc golf, and it was cool. And you know, the FPO card, y'all are stacked. You know, it was pretty stacked. You had a lot of great players out there. So maybe not a lot on the FPO, but I'm saying like there were great players that showed up. I was a little disappointed we couldn't get y'all filmed. I know I promised you, but Maria, who we talked to, she actually got sick before, and I let her know, look, just make sure you take care of yourself first. We can always run this another time. There'll be plenty of more time. So, but that is my vision, having both filmed for post-production. I think we definitely missed out on a good car, because I saw that you tore it up, and I know we did at least get y'all filmed on y'all's end, and then I know that Casey was filming with our GoPro to making sure we got that playoff. That was pretty cool. Congratulations on a great weekend.
You got the playoff. Yeah, you know.
No, but like you said, I mean, you played absolutely amazing. Your first round, golly, that was a hot round. I mean, you should be very proud of yourself. Mhm.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm happy. It's all good.
I love the picture in the background.
We get to battle it out again this weekend. Like, me and Stephanie have no shortages of battles against each other. Let me just make that very clear. Like, literally this weekend, we're going to go to Belton and we're going to duke it out again. So
the Mint
I
Open,
beat
right?
her in a playoff. Yep, the Mendes Open in Belton. So I beat her in a playoff before. I think we're like 1-1 now. So, you know, it's like amazing camaraderie and competitiveness. So yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, Jay was commenting on your background. That's always a cool thing out at Moody's, the meat
cow.
bushes. Yeah.
The meat bushes. Yeah. Now I know what they're talking about. Yeah. Oh,
meat mandos.
Did you tell them the story of what happened? Was it round two? Yeah, I think it was round two. What happened that morning when you guys showed up to your the box to tee off? Did y'all the basket?
Are you asking me or are you asking Hemi?
No, I'm asking you.
I don't know what happened.
The tee box, or I'm sorry, the basket in hole one.
Oh yeah, I missed it. Kind of. It happened like right as I was walking up. But what did happen?
So I guess the night before, the cows decided to knock over hole one's basket, and we didn't even notice it until like 3 minutes before y'all were supposed to tee off. And so, you know, they're like, JJ, the basket's down, and I was like, and it's kind of dewy, and I'm in my sandals, and it's Moody, so stickers. And I was just like, oh no, I gotta do it though. There's only 2 minutes, so I started running out there. And, you know, like I didn't really get that many stickers, but I got wet, and just wanted you to know the sacrifices that I will make.
Oh.
No, but it was funny because the cows are a thing out there, and
yeah.
I love it. You know, I know maybe some people might complain, but I think it's pretty cool. I think it's really cool.
Well, so I can let you guys in on how to move the cows, because we did that. We got to hole 4 and those cows were like, hey, and like, we're not going to move. And so I learned this trick directly from Moody, right? He said, you have to get big and you have to like spread your arms out. Like, you have to make yourself as big as you can. And then if you just like literally, you just like go like this, like with your arms, and then you're like, and then you just go like talk to them, you're like, move on out, come on, let's go, that they'll move. And so we did that and it worked. And then the same cows that were in the fairway on hole 4 had migrated to the water when we got to hole 8. So we got to deal with them twice.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, they're
adorable.
They are, but yeah, they're definitely a thing out there. At one point, I saw them like a stampede across 2 fairways.
When they moved from one to the water, and I videoed that. I haven't put it up yet, but it was when the guys were teeing off. It was so funny. Like they're like running across the fairway just to go get in the water.
Yeah, there was a couple times too on hole 1 where they just walk right. They're just like, oh, I'm just gonna hang out right here, middle of fairway. You guys can throw around here, right?
Yeah, we threw over them.
Yeah,
so great.
Yeah,
it's an obstacle. You know, sometimes you just got to deal with those distractions. You know, and it's that comes with the course. It's a great course. Like you asked about tournament that we were going to be doing at Helotes, you know, well, the last time we did it, the owner of the property, Ralph Madla, was just like, man, Jay, I don't know if I can shut down my zip lines every time y'all do a tournament like that. I need those zip liners out there. And I was just like, man, we should just do it during the tournament. It's just some added distraction for these disc golfers to deal with. And
Yeah.
it's a zip line course. That's kind of the thing, you know, it's the thing. So hopefully next time we do have those guys zooming by. It's only on like one little part of the course, but it is kind of cool when you're playing and seeing those zip liners go through. It's part of the course. It's pretty sweet.
I'm getting excited. I haven't played it.
Oh, you didn't come last time. Yeah. So
No.
I mean, we didn't run it. It was run by another awesome group of guys who actually were out there at Moody's Pro Line Disc Golf in San Antonio. That's Kevin Fullman and Mark Lozano. Those guys ran the Hill Country Open, and they were so nice enough to have us vend that tournament for them.
Okay.
And it was a bunch of fun. I know we're gonna do it again next year. But I can't wait for next year. I want to do another one. So it's going to happen because me and Justin have gone through the course again. You know, Justin put his finishing touches. We're about to finish it totally and then just make it still 100% permanent. We're not going to be moving anything else. So that's going to be the tournament where you get the full on zip experience. So be ready for that.
Awesome. Can't wait for that. Well, I guess we wanted to save a little bit of time for a special guest that we have. Is there anybody you would like to thank or leave us with before taking off? You're welcome to stay around for our special guest, by the way.
Yeah, I just want to shout out to all y'all for a great weekend. It definitely provided me with a great escape. I just been dealing with a lot with my family. I just want to shout out to my cousins, let them know I love them. We lost my aunt this morning, and she was our rock and a great woman. And just shout out to them. I love you all. Make sure you spend time with your loved ones for sure. But that's why I love spending time with y'all, for real. So thank you.
We love you.
Thank
Love
you.
too.
Yeah. Send your family our love too.
For sure.
Yeah,
For
definitely.
sure. Thank you so much. Y'all are great. I love being on the show. I wish I could be on every time. I know I talk too much though. So have a great rest of the show. And thanks
Welcome
again
anytime.
for coming out yesterday and supporting.
Thanks, Jay. Lucky
Thanks,
ace.
Jay.
Later.
Thanks, Jay.
Hey,
Good
and
night.
somebody got an ace too.
Oh yeah, somebody. I forgot his name, but you guys can catch it on the post-production.
Uh-huh. All right, teaser. All right, we won't say.
All right. Thanks, y'all. You have a good one.
Thanks, Jay.
Bye.
Well, Chris, do you want to introduce our guest?
Well, I tell you what, I came off the course before most of y'all did. And when I walked over to this young man, I could see something on his face was just a little bit different. And it's kind of funny once he explained to me that he thought he had won. In reality, he hadn't just won. There were still a few cards still out there, but unbeknownst to me, I did not know that. So I think I was more excited and proud of him at that time than anybody else. And to see how much it meant to him was incredible. I am so glad that we're able to have him on this evening because this is why we do what we do. While yes, what Jay said about the NPO and all you guys get some dude yelling your name and how important that is to you and step up or whatever. What's really important to me is to shine the light on people who don't have the light shined on them. But what Shaun Giere did this weekend was amazing. If you go watch his last round, he's the only one who did what Chrissy Fountain did, just so you know, on the same course. And that was amazing. And that, my friends, also allowed him to get his second win, as he told me, but his favorite win so far for a lot of different reasons. I'm going to let him get into that. But welcome to the show, the better half of the Giere family, Mr. Shaun Giere. Thank you for joining us, Shaun. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh,
There it
yay.
is.
Hi, Shaun.
Hey,
Well, I'm
Hey.
going to start off real quick by asking you one question.
Sure.
How was the ride home? How many times did that face of yours just go just for no reason?
Well, I decided to take a couple photo ops with my my little trophy guy. So it was cool. It's still kind of unpacking, but the reality of the situation was the whole tournament, my mind was nowhere near the tournament. My beautiful son that I'm staring at right now was driving our car all weekend for the first time. So I'm just thinking in the back of my mind, please don't wreck it. So it actually kind of helped me like take my mind off of the competitiveness of the round and everything. So, but it was good.
that's a good point about competing, because, you know, if you're not Paul Macbeth, you know, sometimes these great rounds just kind of pop up on you out of nowhere. And a lot of times there's a reason for it. And that, you know, I think it had to do with the hairdo, actually. And I think it was the style. You were styling, rocking that fling show
There you
shirt.
go.
And but the hair, I mean, it had to do kind of relax your brain or something. It had to get something going up here.
Meredith had her braided so tight that I was not allowed to think. So
That's good for us
helped.
anyway. We all know that that's pretty much the best thing we could do. But I will say one thing that always sticks with me is something that Meredith said a few months ago. And Hemi always kind of drives it also. But I always think about how Meredith says, she goes, don't sweat the easy ones. And if you cannot sweat the easy ones, then the things that are a little more difficult, you can put a little more attitude or thought towards it. But I think that's always helped me. It's just, I get up there now and it's like, you know what? This is easy. This is nothing. And that confidence just exudes it. So I've always taken that with me onto the course. And when I now play league and tournament, thank you so much.
I'm writing that down.
I remember I'd play with y'all and Chris would just like overthink these 5-10 footers. I'm like, Chris, just put it in the basket. It's right there.
Man, I
And
wish
it
I would
definitely helped me
that
this weekend.
2 days
That's for
ago.
sure. It helped me this
Don't
weekend.
sweat the easy. Got it. Okay.
Now I did lead into that, Shaun, where I said, you said that was your favorite tournament win and you only had 2 wins, but there was a reason why it was your favorite win. Can you kind of expand upon that?
Yes, I have been dying for a Strick trophy forever. He's made me a couple birthday gifts with wood, and they're fantastic. But I've never earned anything that's been made by BZ Strick, and I finally got my first one. And it's actually really cool too that this is Jay's first tournament for Lucky Ace, and so
Shout out to Bogey Free Disc Golf.
Nice. BZ.
yeah, and it was my first bogey-free round to actually shoot with them.
Tell them what Kiki said when she saw it.
Oh, my daughters thought the trophy said LMAO 40. That probably makes the most sense. So, and this is I haven't really played MA40 much. Meredith has signed me up for MP40 a lot, so this is like a little bit of a confidence booster. I also learned that it's not easy holding a lead. Didn't even know I was in the lead at first, but yeah, it changed how I was kind of thinking about, you know, playing the tournament. But my buddy Heath told me just to stick with my forehand because my backhand is trash, and so I decided to just stick with the forehand for both rounds, and it did me well. So. But Mikey Siebert though, just chasing like a beast on the course, and he's like, "Oh no, man, you got it. No worries. If not first, you'll get second." So,
but isn't Mikey wonderful? You talk about another wonderful person who has such positivity while he's playing, not only for him and during his game, but for the others around him. And he's also been putting in the work. That young man alone has been out there traveling, playing tournaments, and really putting it in. So what impressed me the most, Shaun, to tell you the truth, is that was not an easy win you had. Those were some very loaded fields and great players as well, regardless if it's MPO or not the MPO. I mean, I'm telling you that's not an easy win at any level, especially how you shot that second round.
Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed my card mates, man. They made it like really easy to play out there for real. So it was great. I thank Dave for allowing us to play out there, Jay for doing the tournament, Justin for running it, and like it was a great experience all around. I got to see so many of my friends from Houston, and then people I haven't seen forever in Austin. So it was really, really a breath of fresh air, to get out for another tournament. I don't get to get out that often, so.
Yeah, we know. We don't get to see you, so that's why it was so wonderful to be able to see you out there, and just the look on your face. I mean, that was, like I said, that's always, to me, that's priceless. That's why I go a lot of times. Like I always tell people, it's so much more about the fellowship, and it's not always about me when I'm out there. It's about the environment, and that's Hemi and Chrissy and Marathon spoke to with Jay just a few minutes earlier. I mean, that is it. That is the essence of what we do and why we do what we do. But when I saw you, there's a glow. There's that outer piece. There was that thing about you. And I remember I was like, dang, I can go stand next to this guy. We got to enjoy this. I got to get a little rub off on that. That was just wonderful.
Well, I think that glow was because, Chris, you weren't filming me. And so you didn't get to see a whole bunch of doinked putts,
Yeah, it had an effect on you for about the first 2 or 3 times. Every time I filmed you, it was terrible. Even from afar, if you didn't know I was filming you, it was like,
Yeah, and I saw you with the camera, and it was over. Yeah, but y'all rushed up this white fling shirt, the fling show shirt, for me for round 2. So a little bit of magic from there.
Man, thank you for the support. We so much appreciate it, because I know you allowing your better half the time that she spends with us on the fling show is so important to us, because she's so wonderful and outstanding in what she does. So we always appreciate all of our significant others, the wives of Hemi and I, Neil as well. I mean, y'all are amazing for y'all's support. So we couldn't do it without you. So thank you so much.
Oh, I love what you guys are doing, man. Just growing the sport. It's amazing.
Thanks, Shaun. We love
Thanks
you.
for
Go
having
do
me.
the dishes.
Will do.
Walk the dog. Well, man,
I want to say something to what Shaun just said about you guys, specifically Chris and Hemi, growing the sport. And because I lost count of how many times I heard someone come up to either one or both of you and say like, oh yeah, you guys do the fling show. Like, I heard that all weekend, and it just like made my heart swell. I was like, oh, it's so cool.
And thank you,
gonna make me
Chris,
tear
for
up
the
there.
shirts.
Yeah, it's gonna make me tear up there. It is. And Hemi and I talk about that on the way home, and we have wonderful conversations, and we're so blessed. And that's all we talk about. It's because we never did the show about us. It's, at least I know I don't.
Yeah, that was a good point that you talked about on the way on the way back home, about how the shirt we came out with, Disc Golf Famous, is not about us. It's about Shaun's of disc golf. It's about people that deserve that quasi famousness, that you get from playing disc golf. People will remember Shaun next time they see him. They see that braid and that beard, and they're like, oh, there's the guy that won, and that's what it's all about. That's why we started the match play challenge, and that's why we decided to go ahead and try to film every single shot, because their parents and their grandparents, their children get to watch them play. And be ready, because we got something special coming, similar to that kind of format, where you get a lot of airplay. And another thing too I wanted to talk about there is what Robert said in his interview, Robert Burge, our AM champion, about the early days of the fling show helped him when he got to Worlds, when there were actual camera crews around, not just 2 old guys with cell phones, but it meant something to him, you know, that we put the pressure on him a little bit. And we don't mean it to derail anybody's game or anything like that ever. Not at all. We're trying to get them on the video and on the Facebook page where somebody can watch it and you can watch it over again. And the juniors too. We heard from one of the dads talking about his son loves to watch the video of him playing. I'm sure his dad is taking video of him, but there's just something about it that's special about it being live and on the Facebook page. It's just kind of neat, you know. And so we're going to do more of that.
And that's why we love it, the ladies. That's another reason why, just putting more shine on things that need to be brought to the attention and to the forefront. Because Chrissy, I thank you for putting up with me while we were watching a little bit of that coverage. And I kind of go off about the commercials and things like that when they don't give ample respect and quality time to both the ladies and the men, because that PDGA does not say PDGA men. It says PDGA, which encompasses everybody. So it's important to me that when they have these advertisements and they're expressing the new game out there, that they need to take the time and effort to make it as equally important for the ladies as it does for the men's, as it does for the juniors, as it does for the older people, because that's where I feel we try to fit that little niche into making sure we bring those lights to those people. And I may be a little bit passionate about it, a little bit pig-headed about it, but I mean, well.
No, I think people need to be passionate about it and people need to be outspoken about it. Otherwise, you know, they always say, what do they say? Like the squeaky wheel gets the grease or whatever, you know, like that's the only way to make a change, just to be outspoken and opinionated about it. And obviously, you know, any support that we can get, I mean, we're going to take it for sure. And, you know, one thing that I wanted to note about the tournament this weekend was just saying thank you to the guys at Lucky Ace for letting us girls play the short tees. I know there might be like mixed opinions about that. You know, it's a very like controversial topic, but like at the end of the day, to like see our scores be, you know, like basically Stephanie and I shot from the shorts what Freddie shot from the longs. And so for it to be like comparable like that is it's a huge deal. Because if there was going to be live cover or post-production coverage, which I'm totally fine with there not being, but if there was, you guys would have a lot more fun watching, you know, Steph and me and Casey and Meredith and Aaron out there shooting those kinds of scores versus shooting, you know, +10 or +12 or whatever from the long tees. And so I think it was a fantastic call by the Lucky Ace team to let us girls play from the shorts and play some really, really entertaining disc golf. So, you know, like anything like that, anything like being outspoken for the women, for the juniors, like it's so important. And I can't thank you guys enough for like introducing that platform. It's a huge deal. So,
well,
that's
Chris always talks about that, and he gets more out of watching the ladies play. You've heard him say that before than the men sometimes, because it's a shot that he, you know, it's in his wheelhouse, you know. I mean, although you did beat him by 18 strokes, but you know, it's somewhat in his wheelhouse.
Chris,
No, but
you
that- and
finished
that's
+1?
Hey, I try to tell y'all both, you know, I've lost in marathon a few times as well. So there's no shame in that to me whatsoever, because I enjoy talent. Because no matter what, I don't care if a hole is 110 feet or 310 feet or 210 feet. A, you got to throw it there. B, you got to get it close. And C, you have to make your putts. And that's the exact thing that I started to show off with Chrissy. A lot of those people want to complain about that, but only 3 other guys out of about 70 of them could match that score that she shot. So say what you will, but your talent level is not what she had on that day. And so I don't like when people do that, because yes, at the highest level of anything, there may be always that separation from some guy who can throw it a bazillion miles, right? I don't necessarily equate that to necessarily talent in the game. I think that that's great. It's wonderful to see. And sure, you can just bomb it out, but let you see you throw a 500-foot shot down the trees. Not happening. So you're going to have to throw it 300, just like the FPO ladies do. And they do it just as well. And they putt just as well too.
Mm-hmm.
Better.
Thank
You see, you guys, yeah, that's a good point. You see what I had to listen to in the car on the way home?
No, we have great conversations. I think
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite things about the things that him and I have been able to do with our traveling is this. When we get out on the road, literally, I don't even think we turn on the radio except just sometimes to hear some of Hemi's new stuff. Because 2 or 3 hours into it, we're already there and we haven't stopped talking about things. And it's just wonderful. It's great fellowship. It's
No
peaceful.
doubt. Yeah, no doubt. And yeah, good times for sure.
I did want to hit, since we haven't been able to do this, and I did notice this, Meredith, how was your weekend? We haven't got to talk about you. We talked about Shaun. We talked about Jay, Chrissy, Hemi. How was your weekend?
Mhm.
I enjoyed it. I just needed like 48 more hours. So I think the drive-in was a little bit rougher than I've done before, because I would drive in and, even make it a day trip out at Moody's, but maybe like getting up at 5:30 with the kids. Just after 2 weeks, I'm like, oh my gosh, I was thinking of bedtime on my way. I was like, how am I going to go to bed at 8 tonight? Because that's what I'm ready for. So I felt a little old, but I totally enjoyed myself. I got good company with good friends. I enjoyed my card. I didn't play it up to what I wanted to, but I think I kind of geeked myself up with my putting, because I changed my putting up from like straddle to knot, and it is what it is, right? But I did some cool things. And I can always walk away from a tournament being like, you know what, I killed it with that shot or that shot, and I can walk away from like a winner, not hitting a cow patty with my disc, winning. So I got to hang out with Moody and get to know him better. That was really an honor. And Stricka and Kiki spoiled the crap out of us. Excuse me, I shouldn't use that word, but I really enjoyed it. I just really wanted a lot more time, and wish I could have hung out later for the party, but I was just being old fuddy duddy. Like, we left at 8:30 and I like showered and went to bed. I was like so happy to be in bed.
Chris and I were literally counting down the minutes until 9 o'clock. Like, we were like, we have to stay up until 9 o'clock. So we were like 8:54. Okay, we got 6 minutes. Like, so I get it. Did you drive up Saturday morning, Mare?
Yes. So we left around 5. Yeah. So, I mean, we've done that before. It's probably our 3rd time we've done that to Moody's. It's not that big of a deal, but this time I'm not. As young as
I don't know. I didn't realize you did that. That's a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, it's all good. Yeah, that's what I say. I just wish I had a lot more time. I wanted to have a lot more time on the courses and play. So I can say that I played them blind, but I've been to Moody's before. I think even though he changes them around, they're kind of the same from the past. I have good amnesia when it comes to that, but I love the courses. It's so serene. It's just so far. I mean, I know I haven't been out to Selah. I haven't been out to all these wonderful places just yet, but it is my favorite in the Texas area to go experience Moody's and hang out with friends. It is a different vibe out there. That's my weekend.
All right. Well, before we leave the weekend, I would like to say, I know Hemi and I had talked at the beginning of the year about having goals, and I had never really set a goal in disc golf ever until the beginning of the year. And I went back and I kind of watched our recording on that. And the one goal I had, and I told him, is I just want to shoot one round under par in the tournament, just one time. And to be able to do that this weekend, and not only just shoot a round under, but for be under for the whole tournament. I was driving home literally with the biggest grin on my face, because really it had nothing to do with where I finished, although I felt good about where I finished. It just had to do with the fact that I finally reached a disc golf goal that I'd really never set before. And it has a lot to do with all of y'all and all the guests that we've had, pretty much, because it's helped me improve my game, giving me great tips. And I followed some, listened to the ones that have worked for me, and it's come from you three mainly, and it's really, really helped me out. So it was wonderful finally to shoot under par, because that's been a goal for mine forever in a tournament and in that setting. So that was my weekend. I've just had a smile on my face for the last 48 hours just because of that. And that's why I always say, you take the little successes for yourself, because it's way more important in the end. I didn't even care about the rating of the round. Didn't even look at the ratings of the round. All I looked at was the fact that I succeeded finally on going under par.
Congratulations.
Yeah, nice job.
Yay.
Your game's coming along, Chris. Starting to
Yeah.
get some power in those old legs. Yeah, I
But
don't
also,
know.
we're going to give a shout out
Chris
to
is
this new
beat
young man
up.
behind us real quick.
Yeah,
This young
Will.
man was somebody we're not talking about tonight, but we're going to have a little fling bite. It's going to be in the afternoon sometime. I've reached already out to him. He's gotten back with me on that. So him and I are going to set up a time this week. And this young man right here, Mr. William Hickey, these are why we do what we do. I used to beat this young man 2 years ago, and it wasn't even a problem. I'm not ever going to be able to do that again. He won this weekend for the first time, and he is an up-and-coming player. So when we always talk about these hidden gems, this is one of them right here. We're going to have him on the show this week. So y'all look forward to it. Congratulations to all the winners. We should kind of announce them. I'll let him announce the ones that he knows, and ladies, y'all go off the ones you know. I'm going to announce my division of the 50-year-old. Bill from Bill and Ted's won it our division. Kelly came in second. I never played with Bill, never even met him. Wonderful job there. But just want to give a shout out to some of the winners that we had. And I'm going to go ahead and give mine to William right here. It's Hickey. And we already know Freddie won. For God's sakes. Freddie, let someone else win once in a while. Just stay home.
Kelsey, big shout out to Kelsey for her FA2 win.
Yep.
Yep.
That was-
Melody Castrita took the FA1 and tied with Kate. Yeah, 15 under for the whole tournament. So
Yep.
still killing it.
10-stroke
And
win.
there was a three-way tie for second in the advanced women division between Joni Smith, Catherine Leach, and Priscilla Esparza. So that advanced women's that division was stacked, and that makes me really excited because that's future FPO right there.
Yes.
So
And mind you, I was at the bottom of that stacked advanced field. So they are coming up, and they're coming up fast.
they
Yippee-ki-yay.
are.
Yeah, those girls, Catherine and Priscilla and Joni, they can say they beat two Castrita sisters. They can say that.
Not
That's
for
true.
long.
Not for long.
You better enjoy it while you can.
Get on it.
Yeah.
Hey, and speaking of Catherine Leach, don't forget to register for the Southern Birdie Spooktacular. I registered. Neil and I. Our team name is Boo Shakalaka, like
I
you
saw
know,
that.
Boo. So don't forget to get registered for that. It's going to be super fun.
Can't wait for that. That's going to be cool. And don't forget about the Fling Halloween at Spring Valley this year with a hayride. So bring your kids. It's going to be a short course, short holes. It's going to be a lot of short holes that you can ace run, and you might get paid for it. If you hit one, you're going to get paid back, and then half is going to go to charity. But we're still looking for basket decorators and people that want to bring a homemade basket or just anything that's crazy that you think might work for our event. That's what we want. So we'll be pitching that more and more as it gets closer. It kind
I'll
of
be putting
scared
out
me a
the
little
name here
bit.
shortly for you, Hemi.
It's
I've
scared-
already got them in my mind right now.
All
All
right.
four of us in some kind of costume. We'll see.
Okay.
But I have to be careful with Meredith. She doesn't like the put the hand in the box thing, so I got to fix that.
Yeah, be nice.
Yeah, move on.
Oh my gosh.
Chris, his whole
Anyway,
life.
I'm sorry. I find things humorous.
Oh, Christiane had a good point too. We need to bake huge, massive, biggest shout out, overshadows everything we've been talking about tonight, kind of. Freaking Connor O'Reilly, you guys, Austin native, rep in Central Texas, won his first national tour event at the Delaware Disc Challenge this past weekend. Freaking incredible. Second round shot like 11 down, basically like doubled his score over the first two rounds. That guy works
Course record.
Oh my gosh, he works harder than anybody I've ever met. Every day on his Facebook stories and his Facebook posts, he is just grinding. So awesome, super well deserved. Congratulations, Connor. So
Yeah.
happy for you.
Yeah.
Haven't we reached out to try to get him on the show?
I'm working on it.
I watched it at 4 a.m. I somehow managed to not know what happened in the end. I know y'all said that he had the course record and that had that hot round, and he had the lead by what, 4 or 5 strokes.
I think so.
Anyway, so I finally got to watch it. It was this morning, and incredible. And what's up with trees in the fairway now? That's the future of disc golf, I think. You know,
I think
every
so.
That course was
Those were
amazing. We sat there
tight.
and watched it. I could not believe 400, 450 looked like it was Spring Valley hole number 2. I mean, my goodness gracious, if you didn't throw it straight, and even if you did sometimes, woo,
yeah.
man. Mm.
And what I think is interesting is we kind of assumed that those aren't good for, consumption watching, because you can't see it happening. You can't see where the disc ends up, but it is, I mean, even sometimes they miss a catch cam here and there, or it still works somehow, or you just all of a sudden you see out of the corner of your eye the disc falling out of a tree, and it's just kind of funny. It's like, it's different than golf. It's not golf, and that's what makes it so cool. That's what made me enjoy it. I'm a fan of that. I know Neil likes the ball golf course for spectating and just kind of presenting disc golf. We talked about that, but and I was kind of like with him on that too. But man, what was that, Blackwoods or whatever that course was a couple of weeks ago that they played on the tour? It was really like that. And then now this one, and it makes me think, well, yeah, that's it's different. It's fun to watch. But,
Yeah.
I love your comment. I loved your comment about it where you go, it's not really good to be a pro and you have the last 3 shots in a row.
Yeah, when like a film crew, when you hit the first tree, you get 3 shots, in a row. That's what happened. I can't remember who it was. I think it was
the young man, the young gentleman, the youngest one on that card.
When you get filmed shooting 3 shots in a row, it's not good on tour.
It's
Because
usually
it's like rapid fire, it's post-production, but not, I guess not in that case watching it live, but same kind of feel.
It's also awkward in person because you're like, oh, it's still me. Like, okay, I'm on it.
I'm still out.
Yep.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, excellent show tonight. Looking forward to the things to come, and let's get ready for some match play, or let's do something. We need to
They're beating us over the head, Hemi. I cannot tell you how many guys have been personally messaging us going, it's time to do it. I'm also thinking about something a little bit special for our 4 little super juniors. I think we may need to get a little super junior match play to go with the Bente Montenegro and Fennel, and throw in another foursome and see what these guys can do, because that would be something special to see some 4 kids like that go at it. So something that we can get every shot.
Yeah. Excellent. Good stuff.
All right, guys. Thank y'all so much. Wonderful show again. Can't wait for Will Hickey this week. Y'all tune in. As always, love the Fling team, the Fling show, our family. It's just getting better and better.
Yeah. Hey, and Chris coined a new term tonight. I don't know if you meant to, but get some outer piece.
I like that. I caught that too. I was like, oh, outer
That's a
piece.
shirt. I wrote it down. That's a shirt. Okay.
I love it.
So Aaron, who I played with there with Inner Peace Disc Golf. And
Yeah.
so
Well, there you go. We're just gonna
inner, outer, just get some peace, y'all.
Just peace.
peace. Good night.
Hey, play disc golf. Throw something in the air. Peace.